And today we're talking about a very cool clip from the Ramsey team and a financial YouTuber, Stephan. Now, there's a lot here. Now, here's the part that's horrifying to me. When he gets into this part is horrifying because I watched this and literally went down a rabbit hole of like how to avoid this.
Yeah.
How to avoid this because it happens to a lot of people. They either burn out or they fall off.
You're going to walk in here with sandals on someday just being like, Jordans aren't really me anymore. I'm not sure about this whole YouTube thing. And I'd be like, Ruslan, put the Jordans on. We got families to feed. You're like, I don't know, man. It's just...
Play this part.
I scale, or do I just start
I went into
over?
YouTube looking at the average lifespan of a YouTube person is 5 to 7 years if they do it well. So
Meaning that the audience just eventually moves on.
Every channel that I've ever watched, 5 years is a success. Like they did a great job at 5 years. 7 years is about the lifespan of someone who's doing it like the top percent. Very few ever make it past 10.
What kind of a drop is it usually? Is there a way to even describe that?
Is that true?
That most channels drop off after 5 years?
Yes.
I mean, like I just think about like the oldest channels I can possibly think of, and they're still here.
Like what?
Ryan Higa.
Okay.
Like he fell off. He's not like but he's still getting millions of views per video.
Has that guy
PewDiePie.
Penguin been on forever?
Penguin Zero has been on forever.
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to think of like all these OG YouTube. I mean, like maybe you could say like the Jenna Marbles have fallen off. There's certain channels.
Now here's the ironic part about all this is I bet you many of them have fallen off for the very reasons that Stephan is refusing to change right now.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
That the very things that Ken Coleman is trying to give him advice for, take stuff off your plate, get help. You reinvest some of that money into other people, fresh ideas, innovation, streamlined process and systems. Most people fall off because of the attitude that Graham's showing.
This is very surprising because I definitely I just equate finance with business or with business, like finance and business together. But it shows that like you can be very knowledgeable about taxes and stocks and investments, but not be an entrepreneur. Like this is not an entrepreneurial bone in this interview.
This is you're right. Go ahead.
Probably usually I would say drop like 80%.
80%.
Yeah.
80%. 80%. Now, you want to know who didn't drop by 80%?
Who?
Ben Shapiro.
Yes.
He's continuing to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And he's been on for more than 8 years, more than 7 years.
Yeah. Well, and my thing we just talked about like, do we really even want to do something like that? Yeah. And my thought is like, the only reason I would say yes isn't because we want to create an empire, yada, yada, yada. I just look at, Colin Samir talked about this, how in a creator business, the creator is at the head, but you could almost inverse the triangle. If they move away, everything falls apart. Right. Whereas like a normal business, the business owner's at the head, but if he can leave, he creates the right systems, everything's rocking.
Sure.
So when I look at scaling, creating the Christian Daily Wire, I'm like, I see the value in you just being like, peace for 2 weeks. You want to go chill. And we got like our shows running and that's like smooth. So it's something to consider as far as even just like not burning out.
Sure.
When you look at Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro, it's not just like, oh, he created an empire. It's like he also created like a system to where it's not all on his shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and again, then there's other people part of that process that are passionate about the tech and everything else.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? But you look at the Ben Shapiros, you look at the Dave Ramseys, you look at quite a few folks that come from the content space that don't burn out. You know what I mean? They don't fizzle out. And so I think Stephan is completely missing. I think it's hitting him on the head and he's like not getting it.
I also think the people that stay longer usually start with a bigger purpose, not to make it all about your why and all that stuff. To me, some of that's corny.
Yep.
But generally, like the Dave Ramsey, he had a system that he wanted to like help people through because he felt affected.
Absolutely.
The Ben Shapiros, they want to fight woke culture, right? And they want to scale that up at a really high level. And it's like the people that stick around you can articulate that really well. And even without them articulating it,
Yep.
When you watch Stephan, you're not really sure.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing to our newest YouTube channel, Mastermind My Business, the channel where you get access to information on how to create, how to grow, and how to learn. But I wanted to show you something kind of crazy. Over 71% of the people that watch this channel are not subscribed. Please consider subscribing, turning that bell notification on so you don't miss anything. All right? I appreciate you.
So the most I've seen, most channels will post well for like 3 years, 4 years, then just trail off.
Right.
Either the algorithm changes, they lose their audience, they stop posting, they're not consistent. I would say half of it is problem or laziness or other issues with the creator. A lot of times I've seen people get very complacent. They make money and they think, oh, this will continue forever. I don't have to work at it anymore, and they stop.
Right.
And then the other half is an algorithm change. Where all of a sudden what they were doing doesn't work anymore, and you have to readapt and you have to relearn everything. And I think when you've been doing it for long enough, it's like, do you have the energy? Do you want to do that again?
Yeah. Like, where do you see Mr. Beast going? I read about this guy's schedule, but he's also diversified too.
Oh yeah, he has his hands in everything.
And that's a smart play, I guess,
Correct.
if we're listening here on this whole YouTube strategy. If you can get it to a certain point where you can
He's
diversify.
the outlier because he's not only obsessed with YouTube, but he also hires people who are just as obsessed. I've met a lot of people on his team.
Hello. There it is. Be obsessed with the creation as the creator, and then hire other people that are equally as into the creation.
Yeah.
And they're all mini Mr. Beasts. Like when you speak to anybody on his team, they're just as obsessed. Like he hires the outliers of the outlier. Like they're the top 0.0001% of that. Like even talking to people on his team, they're so particular. Like, oh, if we put this in, retention's going to drop by this. We have to put this over here. Like they're just as obsessed.
Right.
So he's built out such a fantastic operation and diversified.
Wow.
A newer creator would hear that and be super discouraged.
Yeah.
I was discouraged just finding out his whole like average creator 7 years. I'm like, from what point? From what point? Like
From full time?
from full time 7 years?
Yeah.
Or like just 7 years of consistent uploads, or 7 years of engaging on the platform in any way? Because
Yeah.
I started in consistently uploading August 2018, a little bit before that, but 2018, I had cracked 5,000 subscribers
Yeah.
and have only revved up since then. So based on those metrics, what is that? 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021.
It's probably full time.
2023.
It's probably
6 years.
full-time.
So I got a year left and I'm out.
No,
I'm done.
It's probably
right into the
it's-
sunset.
It's definitely full time. So you're halfway there.
It's an L, bro. That's an L.
Yeah, that's really discouraging. And I also think about his team. His team is all like young dudes.
Yeah.
And then like you're the leader at the top is like, I don't know, just moping around the house. Like, bro, that's so discouraging.
Yeah. I saw that.
I'd be like streaming twice a day, every day. Like coming in, Ruslan's all moping in flip flops. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna stream at 6 a.m. and I'm streaming at 6 p.m. when I get home.
But to me, this is why family time is great. This is why friends are great. This is why pouring yourself into a local church is great. I serve with the 3 and under. None of those kids give a crap about my YouTube.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get through without a poopy diaper in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's super fun. I think this is why fitness and health is great. You have something else you're building outside of just the thing that makes you money. So I think I hate to be like generic and be like work-life balance, but like there's something to
Definitely is.
a balance in life
Yeah.
to have some diversity of thought and time spent.
Yeah. It's
so
like,
you come back I come back refreshed from weekends.
every
Right?
weekend.
The Monday is a little hard to get some momentum going, but generally speaking, come back, there's newer content, there's fresh content, there's new ideas, and you just come back refreshed. You know? And so I don't know, man. This is frustrating.
Yeah. I think the work feeds the family and then the family time refreshes you and reminds you why you do the work. And then
The family feeds the work.
and then the family feeds the work. Yeah.
Was that your hot take that you were gonna hold on to?
Yeah. And I mean, it was my hot take was that fact that he needs to have kids. That
That's good.
he needs to have a family. But it's essentially is that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and again, I would be surprised how many of these dudes, because they're not people of faith, and that's no knock to Graham, but he's not,
Yeah.
have access to the glory that is having a family and having kids, or just even seeing how rad kids are.
He's all discouraged after that Alex Hormozy podcast.
Yeah. Like the Alex Hormozy, like, I don't know if I want kids, because if I have kids, I don't know if I'll like them. He literally said that on his podcast. What? That's he like, yeah, because you've never been around a freaking 2-year-old that's starting to talk.
That's
It's
amazing.
the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I was at Fraser Farms when I got us those keto cheesecakes, and there was a little 1-year-old baby. And I was like, this dude is the coolest dude in the store right now. I'm like talking to him. He's like waving at me. The mom's talking to me. He's like, dude, this is so rad. Like,
Yeah.
so, and I never was the I love kids guy.
Yeah. It's after having
Never.
kids.
It was after seeing Belief have kids and seeing how cool his kids were, and then having a kid of my own. And I'm like, this is the dopest thing ever, dude.
Wow.
And like remove the spiritual aspect, like the be fruitful and multiply aspect, which is that is a thing. But remove that. It's literally how our species continues.
Yeah.
There won't be in America if everyone is like Graham Stephan and Alex Hormozy. We won't exist in 100 years, 50 years. It'll be done. It will be a wrap. Society will collapse if more people took the I don't know if I want to have kids, because if I have kids, I don't know if I'll like it. Yeah, we're done. It's over.
Yeah.
We will not exist. Anyway, that was a
Depressing video.
it's a depressing video, man. I don't even have like.
Like, what's the takeaway for the average viewer? It's just like, don't do this. Be okay hiring out. Be okay. Create systems. You know, the one thing that did stand out to me? He said, the podcast I love, I can do that for 15 more years. And that is what I mean about when you're starting a side hustle, when you're starting a one-person, one-man show business, when you're thinking about what if you want to scale an agency, does it have the systems in place automatically to scale massively? And generally, for a lot of things, as no. He pretty much just said, I don't want to do YouTube videos every single day for the rest of my life. I'm burnt out of it. I'm tired. I can do podcasting for the rest of my life, for 15 more years at least.
Yep.
Isn't that what we're doing here?
That's exactly what we're doing here.
While we're discouraged
and that's why it doesn't feel like work to Dave Ramsey and Ken Coleman.
Yes, and while and the artsy people are like, this isn't art. You guys just sit and talk with a microphone. And obviously we have all the filmmaking that goes on behind the scenes to create the set.
Yep.
But like, we're like, all right, you have your fun 7 years on YouTube. You enjoy your short-term, less than 10-year business, while we create a system that is less artsy, less creative, but is duplicatable, scalable, and can last, to your own admission, 15 years.
That's it. That's it.
Hey, this is a segment from our daily after party stream. Consider partnering with us online for as little as $5 a month to get access to these daily after party streams completely unedited. You'll also get access to our podcast as they are streamed live into the community before anyone else gets to see them, get to interact with our guests, get access to our private Discord server, and a discount code for our store for as little as $5 a month. Ultimately, that will help towards helping us continue contextualizing the gospel using media and podcast here on YouTube. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.